Bartender's beast mode. Everything else was a beautiful reflection of who we was. I said I respect, like you mentioned earlier, I respect BarBarians, but to me they mini beast mode because he started the set.
BarBarians is mini beast mode. I know that was a touchy subject.
Yeah.
Right? And coming from two systems, everybody came from two systems. What's your take on those two issues?
مفتوح للاجتهادات التقليد هذا حد العالم هذا طالب لكن هذا راسخ والى اخره تحت ايضا
Yo, what's going on YouTube? Y'all already know, man, we back again. I'm with one of the famous BarBarians, 𝐁𝐄𝐓𝑑𝐄𝐍, man. And if you haven't seen what the BarBarian requirements look like, type in on YouTube BarBarian requirements, man, just so you can see, you know, the level it takes to actually become a gold wing BarBarian. So we here with Snoop.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Snoop, fan first. With my man's RipRight. So what we bringing to y'all today, we want to do a little collabo joint. So, you know, RipRight has been doing this bar history, and I've been doing my open bar interviews. So we figured we want to do something together today, where we basically gonna interview each other at the same time. Just have a conversation, touch on some points that y'all might be curious about. So we're gonna start with RipRight. Like, what you kick this off, man?
Well, we want to find out exactly when Snoop started, what inspired him to start, and what made him choose to be a BarBarian and not, say, a beast mode, and not, say, a bartender, or maybe just not, you know, by itself, you know, just with workout guys.
All right, so I'm gonna sum this up as fast as I can. I started in 2015. Like I said in the past, I used to play ball heavy, like high school ball, college ball. And I started working out to get stronger for ball. While I was working out, I actually met a few gentlemen in Blank that put me on to the sports side of calisthenics. I never did calisthenics to look crazy. I honestly just wanted to get stronger for basketball purposes. So 2015 is when I started. I started with this dude, his name is AJ. He was a BarBarian prospect at the time. So BarBarians was always my first contact as far as the name goes, my first style of training. So training under AJ, you know, I was training on my lunch break at work. So I would go to Jamaica Blink on my lunch break. I would train with him. And, you know, it turned into a little, every time when I met him, he had 3 people he was training. I guess I was the 4th, and then week by week, another person would join in. So that's when we started to find out about teams and the whole community. So we like, shit, we kind of have a little community going on here. We wanted to be BarBarian, but we were legit doing sets of 10. We were crazy intimidated.
Yeah.
I never met Zeph seeing his stuff. So we started what we call Spartans. Because my boy Shells.
Oh, so that's happened before you actually became a BarBarian.
Oh yeah, well, I didn't become a BarBarian until last year, bro.
Wow, I thought you turned BarBarian and then from BarBarian became Team Spartan.
No, so
nice.
like I said, we started under this dude AJ. So we were always BarBarian based. When we formed Team Sparta, it was legit in homage. Like, we wanted, like, you know the Knicks. We wanted to be the D-League team.
Yeah, got it.
We wanted to be the little brother affiliate. So it got so real. Like I said, we were fanboys. Like, I looked up to this dude named Cyborg. He was a BarBarian at the time. I named myself Snoop Bob.
Yeah.
So some people still call me Bob just because of that. Shells was Shelzavelli after Zachavelli, you know? We would do a lot of things like that. So just through like trial and error and miscommunication, we were looked at as stealing from them as opposed to mimicking them.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, that's a long story, but me and Zeph my true intentions came out. We had very long conversations. Like I said, Team Sparta started like 4 or 5 years ago. I became an official BarBarian last year, and nothing has changed. Like I said, Team Sparta to this day, we're trying to make it like the graduation step to becoming a BarBarian.
Nice.
So if anyone becomes BarBarian under Snoop, they come in through Sparta.
Nice.
So now I want to flip it to you now. That's my origin story. I saw your interview with B-Rock, so I saw your major origin story, but I wanted to ask you, a lot of people don't know this. I'm one of the people that RipRight has met first.
Yeah. First person that ever introduced me to high reps, a different style of training, especially when it comes to push-ups. That's why I call him the Push King. And we met in Blink in Canarsie.
Yeah, so I tell this story all the time. So I was training my homies in there, and RipRight, he pressed me in the locker room, like, yo, you a trainer? And I'm like, damn, I'm thinking he worked there or something. I got in trouble for training people. So he's like, nah. So he showed me his phone. He showed me some stuff. And then we connected, like, I want to say the next week or something, and actually trained together. So we trained together a few times. We had a lot of conversations. And I remember you were always big on, one of the first things I always told you was to find your place. As far, because I would say, what were you into? You told me you were into a lot of shredder stuff, BeastMode things, and this, that, and the third. So I would tell you, like, you know, there's a lot of different styles out here. See where your style has gone. So now, 1.5 years into the game, I've seen you've trained with a lot of different people, which I salute, because that's how you grow. So with that being said, which style have you taken to the most?
Oh, that's hard, because I definitely, like, when it comes to beast mode, BarBarians, the high reps, right now in this stage, that's what I'm going with. I'm not gonna lie, because a little bit before that, I was getting more into the static movements, because I love the way the planche looks. Just being able to do it, it shows so much power and strength. The handstands, handstand push-ups, I like that. But I'm realizing that if you're not strong in the basics, it's almost like a waste of time. I can't say a waste of time, because there's people that can do planches and things like that, but when it's time to do reps, they can't. So I just want to be good at everything. But right now, when it comes to like the BarBarian style of training, beast mode style of training, high reps of the basics, that's where I'm leaning more towards right now in this stage in my journey.
Okay. And that's why, like I said before, and I'm gonna stick with that, is like you starting the RipRight movement, because that's another thing you cleared up. People think your name is RipRight.
That's
the team name is RipRight.
The team name. My name is Islaam.
Yeah.
But you know what? It started from George. That's good money.
Yeah,
I did a 5MD with him, a 5-minute drill, and what happened was the first time I did it, you know, he didn't like my pushes. He was like, no, I'm not counting that, I'm not counting. So it messed up the whole tape where I had to do my 5MD again. So when he first, you know, talked to the people, man, let them know what's getting ready to go down. He did his intro, he called me Islaam. And if you see that one is up on my channel. So when we did it again, he just said, RipRight, talk to the people. And then from there, you see some videos he called me Islaam, and then other videos he called me RipRight, and then from there just went haywire.
I see.
Everybody's calling me RipRight, and it's like I don't even stop them no more.
You just like whatever, just go with it at this point. So as far as what identity do you want the RipRight team to take? It's not about emulating at this point, but it's just about the efficiency. Let's say 10 years from now, your name in the history books, what do you want RipRight's team to be like labeled as? Or like what's their lane?
I want their lane to be what my lane is now. I want to be able to master the basics of every style of training. It's not something easy. I'm telling you this. Because if you take off on high reps to learn handstands, or if you take off on handstands to learn high reps, then you got we talking about the freestyling on the bar. This is something that's consistent. And this is why, like, I tell people, they like, yo, you work? I say, not no more. They're like, why? Because RipRight became my job. Because I'm so serious about what I want RipRight to be, I
Yeah.
quit and I said, this is what I'm gonna focus on. I need to be able to have 4 and 5 hours to edit, to work
Yeah,
out,
yeah,
to do this,
yeah.
to do that. So if I can do it all in one without having to worry about a 9 to 5, then I'm gonna do that now because I think that's what's best for my brand.
Okay. All right. That's cool. So what other questions you got for me?
Well, you know we definitely gotta get into the Legends talk.
Okay.
Without a doubt, but we want to get a little more into the nitty-gritty about Snoop. Now, if y'all don't know, he's been in the game since 2015, but when it comes to the battles he's had and some of the trophies he's won, we want to get into that, like some of the battles and the trophies and what made you go that route into battling, because there's a lot of calisthenics athletes that's not into battling, and I'll tell you, I'm one of them. But you know what?
But you, yeah.
This guy right here,
Yeah.
he never let off.
Yeah.
He never,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
keep,
yeah.
yo, you gotta battle. And for the record, I'm supposed to be battling April 11th. Shout out to Joe Fit because that's my opponent. And it might get postponed, but stay tuned. We're gonna have that up on my channel. So we're gonna talk about Snoop and some of the trophies that he's gained through his calisthenic journey.
Okay, so me personally, I've always been a competitive person. Like I said, I grew up in sports. I played ball my whole life. I've never got into calisthenics for the look. I got into it for the competition side of it. Like I said, I'm the type of person to where, like growing up with my brother, we would race to the car to see who sits in the front seat.
Yeah,
I was just always that type of person. And I just personally feel that that's what made me grow. Because like I said, I like growing up playing ball and stuff is not even about, and I kind of feel like some of my best friendships are through that. As far as like me telling you, if you do 20 pulls right now, I'm gonna try 21.
Healthy
and you
competition.
do 22. It's healthy. It's not, ooh, I'm wishing bad on ish.
Yeah, this dude can't mess with me. I'm gonna crush him today.
And then it turns into, we compete so much now, let's see, oh, these dudes think they do it too? So I'm very old school. That's why I connect with a lot of the golden era as far as their mentals go. I love, when I used to play ball, I used to get in my car and go to different parks every week. Hop out with my 4, we got next. Beat them, go to another park.
Nice.
Like that's what fuels me. So as far as competition go, I started competing in 2016 and I was horrible. Horrible. I was stinking it up, got killed every competition, but I was intrigued by it. It made me want to step my game up. Now that you're doing a battle, you can see that level of training is completely different.
Completely different.
So 2016, 2017, I actually had my first bar brawl and I lost. I lost to a guy named Jay Lethal out of Harlem. He was with Team Gator.
Okay.
So that loss, not to say I was
It
embarrassed,
sparked something.
but I turned into an absolute maniac. I trained so hard. Ask my wife. After I lost that battle, I went to the gym. I became so obsessed with muscle-ups in particular. So I actually injured myself because I was overtraining. So I couldn't do no pulls for 7 months. I couldn't even hold my arms up. Like I injured my lat that bad. My lat and my tricep. I couldn't even, so in that time, all pushes. That's how my push game got to this level, because for 7 months, that's all I can do. Pushes and dips, that's all I did in the house. Push-ups and dips. So 2017, I'm out for 7 months. 2018 is my debut back. So January, the first comp of the year, the first month of the year, I went out there and I blew them out the water. No disrespect to anybody, but that
was your year.
That was my year. And then from then, that's why I tell people 2018 was one of the best competitions years. We literally had a competition every month. There was like 11 competitions that whole year, and I competed every month, and I continued
to win,
to dominate every month. So, but like I said, that was my motivation. It was very much to help push the game, because competition is what I was into, and this was the most competition heavy year we had. 2019, I basically fell back because, no disrespect to these comps, I didn't like how all of them were run. So I felt like I can help out a lot on the organizational side. So I felt I still compete. I still keep myself competition ready.
Because right now you're doing bar brawl, correct?
Yeah, I started helping with the bar brawls because I felt
you threw your own comp.
I threw my own comp, the March Madness. So I feel like as a competitor, I can relate to the athletes a different way.
Nice.
You feel me? Like I trained with you. You competed against me. So if I tell you, so you tell me, oh, I hated the refs or they was favoritism. So I'd be like, yo, trust me, bro. I'm running this. Or I can speak to the organizers from an athlete's point of view.
Yeah.
And I can help spark that change, which has been going well because a lot of my mentors read Pull Up Park Jam. I helped him run that. I hosted it last year.
Got it. Yeah.
And you know, it brings a different dynamic to it. It brings more comfortability to people that want to do it. Because like I said, I'm speaking to you about doing a bar brawl from a bar brawler's point of view.
Yeah.
Yo, when I did it, this is how I trained, or
listen,
anticipate
when
this,
he
or
hit
do
me up,
this.
tell him what I said, Snoop.
You said no.
I said, you listen,
You
my
said, hell
pushes.
no. Yeah.
I said my pushes right now, I'm not pleased with how I push.
Yeah.
I'm not getting into a bar brawl until I feel like I'm ready. But you know what? When I agreed, it put me to another. It unlocked something, you know, inside of me.
So, but also as a journalist of the game, it gives you can speak on this topic with experience now.
Yeah.
Because that's the greatest teacher of us all,
Without
is
a
experience. You try something, oh, that's not for me, or you know what, that was all right, let me stick with this. Because so that triggers me to my next question with you. As far as you wanted to touch on the legend talk, what is your overall critique of the golden era? Because that's what I've named it. I named it the golden era.
Which is, yeah, right now my critique is, me and Snoop spoke about this a little bit earlier too. It's like I'm looking at the issue of not being able to train with this dude because I'm BarBarian and he's beast mode, or not being able to train with this because I'm bartenders and he's Ed Bar Stars, or he's with this clique or he's with that clique. And I'm getting a lot of that from the golden era, although it's a bunch of legends and people that's legendary on the bars that came from that era.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing like a lot of issues that they had, and it's issues that can easily be resolved. So from that era, from that critique, that's the negative side that I see of it, and I think that this new era can change it. But as far as what they were doing and the foundation that they laid down, everybody that I talked to about an interview, man, I gotta tip my hat to them because they played a role in the build of the calisthenics. You know what I'm saying?
Agree. So my take on that is we both grew up in the hood. We both grew up in Brooklyn. You know, you actually did time, so you know the repercussions of a lot of our actions. But as far as your mindset growing up in Brooklyn, as a Brooklyn dude coming up, we know certain things. Like, we grew up in an era where you get robbed for book bag strings.
Yeah.
Your Jansport strings.
Yeah, Jansport.
You feel me? So
a lot of people don't remember that.
A lot of people don't remember that. So it's like we always have a heightened sense of what's going on around us. So when I stepped into calisthenics, I just told them this story off camera. When I first started, I didn't know about the beefs. So I went somewhere talking about BarBarian training.
And had the shirt on.
Matter of fact, I didn't have the shirt.
Not on that
Now
one.
that I think about it, I didn't have a shirt yet. But I went somewhere and, you know, dudes basically pressed me on some, nah, we don't rock with BarBarian over here. So I'm thinking, it's beef. My fist is balled in my pockets. But then it turned into a workout battle. So I'm like, oh, word? Like,
That's
this
easy.
is like hood energy with... So I compared it to, like, you know, back then gangs would break dance battle.
Yeah.
I compared it to that.
Yeah,
so I'm hype because, like, as a ball player, because a lot of people don't know this man is nice in ball.
Yeah, I work.
Yeah, so
we putting some stuff up.
if you go to a park to play ball, who is getting the more aggressive ball out of you? The dude that's talking crazy, or the dude that's your homie?
The dude that's talking crazy.
The talk brings a different energy. So the golden era, I commend it because, like, there's still a positiveness to beef. It's bringing the best out of you. Yo, Beast, what up? you ain't seeing me, I'm gonna come to your park. Beast is gonna be like, word.
Yeah.
So when we link, we're gonna put up some historic sets and reps
Without a
because that energy brings it out. So if it's unity, hey Ish, let's meet up and do a workout. We gonna get crazy, but it's not the same
I see what
feel.
you're saying, yeah. It's
So
another
I
perspective.
compare it to the rap game. Back then, beef rap was heavy. Tupac and Biggie, New York, East Coast, West Coast. Calisthenics follows, it emulates the rap game. Now rap is all about unity. It's lollipop rappers. It's about beats. It's not about lyrics no more. So now it's more unity. It's more togetherness, which is cool because it still has its positiveness. I personally want to bring them both together.
Yeah, it's possible.
Because I tell this people all the time, when I tag people in challenges, I see people hit me back, oh, how you challenging me or something. Dude, it's just, you could do it, you could do it. If you can't, you can't.
Oh yeah, I still.
Because everyone's embarrassed to fail instead of being eager to learn.
Yeah, take the challenge.
Because I've been tagged in stuff that I can't do all the time, and I'll post my fail.
Yeah.
My boy Ant, my other gatekeeper out in California, shout out to Ant. He tagged me in something that he did in 5 minutes. It took me damn near 6.5.
What was that? The dip push-up?
Yeah.
Yeah, that joint is
Yeah.
major.
Yeah.
Shout out to the vegan wolf, man.
But stuff like that is how you grow. Nothing against the golden era. I feel a lot of them are stunted because they stopped accepting these lessons.
yeah.
They're masters now. They don't have nothing else to learn. You gotta learn until the day you die.
Exactly. You're forever a student.
Forever a student. Exactly. So I personally would like a blend of them. It's a work in progress because there's a lot of positives and a lot of benefits out of both. But a person like, what you're doing for the game is very beneficial because you're reaching out. A lot of voices are being heard. A lot of stories are being told. And history repeats itself.
Yeah.
And you're also setting your own lane, your own story, your own chapter because you're getting a lot of pushback.
Yo.
A lot of pushback. A lot.
Dude, I gotta do like this now. I just gotta let it roll off my shoulder. All right. So, we definitely got to get into this. Now, that BarBarians is mini beast mode. I know that was a touchy subject.
Yeah.
Right? And coming from two systems, everybody came from two systems. What's your take on those two issues?
My take on it, so the first thing you said, I'm going to touch on the mini beast mode comment. Like I said, I've been in the game since 2015. I pride myself on the story of the game because ask any of the OGs, I call myself one of the leaders of the new school that's OG approved. Because I've held conversations with every single legend of the game. Giant is the only person I've never met yet. But Hannibal, Beast, Zeph, Doc, every legend that you could think of, I've sat down and had long conversations with. JR, Juice, everyone. So when I heard that, it was kind of like I knew it was false per se, and no disrespect to Giant, but it was just kind of like I don't want to hear Brooklyn origin stories from a Harlem person.
Got it.
So for Beast to speak on that, it did bother me a bit, and I kind of went back and forth with Mr. Freeze, who's another bartender. Shout out to Freeze, because like I said, we had a conversation. It's human to butt heads.
That conflict is not always bad.
Being a man is to have your either separate on some like, okay, you think your way, I think my way, or you come to a common thing. So we had a conversation about it to the point where we said, you know what, that's why I hit you up on some, let's reach out to more people. Let's get a more accurate account, especially with the Brooklyn side of it. Because me as a Brooklyn dude, I'm not going to tell you how bartender started. You understand? Like I said, Giant was there. He was in the mix of a lot of things. But the Brooklyn origin story, in my opinion, should come from a Brooklyn legend. So if Beast makes that comment, because like I said, as a BarBarian, I interviewed Ed. And I told him from a Brooklyn point of view, the same comment made about BeastMode and BarBarians, I can say that about bartenders and bar stars. Like, y'all look similar from a guy that doesn't know any better. If you ask a beast mode dude and you ask a barbarian dude, are y'all the same? They gonna say, hell no. We don't do what they do. Like, but from the outside eye, that's what I told Mr. Freeze. I fully understand why you would think that, because it looks similar. We both do high reps, but
Different systems.
different systems. Because a dude, like I said, I've spoken to Beast, I trained under JR. It wasn't we saw them do it, let's emulate, let's do it as well. Like I said, the Brooklyn origin story probably predates bartenders. It's just that bartenders made it, I'll be real, they made it cool.
Yeah.
They made it dope. They're doing videos, they have a team, they got shirts. So, like I said, existing teams decided, yo, let's
get
join this
together.
team wave. But it wasn't, so like I said, the high reps thing was always being done. That was almost like the Brooklyn staple. Barbarian staple is nothing against Beast. Beast explained in one of his interviews that they did high reps, but they weren't as form conscious. Because, you know, he was a fighter. So his Bruce Lee punch, he wants to stay short. So they would stay in that range. Barbarians was big numbers, clean reps. And no disrespect, look at 2020 now. That style has progressed into, that's almost like the standard for calisthenics today. There's nothing against other styles, but that's why I was just saying, once you really look into it,
Yeah, you get a
you
deeper
see
picture.
the differences. A dude like Doc, a dude like Zeph, a dude like Beast. Like I said, if I'm wrong, please correct us. This is just my take on it from who I've met, what I know, etc. So, as far as every team coming from two systems, I don't really dig that, because at the end of the day, you got it from somebody.
Yeah, you got it from somebody.
Like, you know, Giant didn't invent the pull-up.
What's up, bro?
Good, bro.
What's cracking, bro?
Nice to meet you, man.
Pleasure. Oh,
So, Giant didn't invent the pull-up. Someone put him on.
Without a doubt.
Beast is on record saying, like them two OGs that saw him about to rob somebody, put him on.
Put him
So, like I said, if you really just dig into the story, if one of those dudes, I think he said they passed, so God bless the dead. But let's say one of them was around and be like, nah, he's not the ball father, I put him on. So it's an endless story of who started this. Like I said, let's just give the credit to where it's due and move on. But to say every team started from two teams is real bold to say. Influence, yes, but to say that, like, I started my team just because of your team, that's too bold to say, because these are people that's been doing it for a long time. Jerry West is on the NBA logo, but who's the most famous basketball player?
Yeah.
And you've never seen the guy that invented basketball start sewing crazy. Oh, Jerry West on the logo, but I'm that dude. You feel me? It's a never-ending conversation that we should be. We're wasting so much time on this that's why we're not on the big screen yet.
Exactly.
CrossFit started smaller than us and in a damn garage, and they're on ESPN now. We're still in the parks. We're still with gym memberships.
Yes.
Waiting for the squat rack. How much sets you got? All right, I got next after you. That's what we're doing, because we're bickering about who started this, who did this move first, who did it better. Give me credit. No.
Yeah.
No.
It's a waste.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, another question. Now, becoming a barbarian, is that like how does that work? You just go, yo, Zeph, or yo, Snoop, I want to be a barbarian, or do you have to go through some requirements to be a barbarian? And then once those requirements are met, is it time that takes you to get those gold wings, or is it's like when I'm ready, you're gonna be a gold wing member and you can test for it, you know?
So there's two levels to being a barbarian. So the first level is the physical requirements that are known to everyone. So that's 5 muscle-ups, 50 dips, 30 pulls, 60 pushes, 5 muscle-ups in 5 minutes or less with crisp form.
Okay, and that's gold wings. But before that, are you considered a barbarian, or
No, you're considered family.
Oh, barbarian in training.
Yeah, it's only gold wing. That's the only level of BarBarian.
Got it. All right, makes sense.
So that's the easy part.
That's the easy part.
So doing that requirement is the easy part. Like I said, we label ourselves a family before we label ourselves a team. So at the end of the day, we don't just accept anyone that comes in. It's more of a personality thing, a loyalty thing, a bond. Because like I said, I look at this as a brotherhood. So to call you a brother, I don't like to just throw, I know now it's a slang term, we call everybody bro.
Yeah.
But to say you're my brother means a lot. BarBarians is a brotherhood. It took me 3 years to become a BarBarian. So even if you could pass the physical, they'd be like, okay, well, you're strong enough, but I don't know where your loyalty lies. Because
Exactly.
as you can see with your research of the golden era, there's a lot that goes on. These are businesses. So I can just be using you for clout. I could just be coming around to get strong to start my own business. I could just be using your famous name to get my name up there, then I'm out. So you can't really tell, like I said, you could
Can't
teach
teach.
anyone to be strong. You can't teach somebody how to be a good person.
Without a doubt.
So like Zeph always says, people are barbarians and they don't even know it. It's just up to their time to find a way because it's like instilled in you. So as far as becoming a barbarian, the physical part is like what I said, but the mental part, that's why I said it's real tight-knit because it's a brotherhood. We call ourselves the BarBarian family. You don't ever hear us see team BarBarians. And Sparta is the same way. It's mirrored the same exact way. These are my wife, my boys that I went to high school with. It's a referral system. Like we're not this, anybody can't just hit me, hey, I want to be a BarBarian, or I want to be in Sparta. Okay, nah, this ain't that type of party. If you notice, we don't even, well, BarBarians now, in the early days, you couldn't even get a shirt unless you was family. Now it's for sale, but like it's to show support of the family, but that's how tight-knit it used to be.
Nice. All right. You got anything for me? Because I have one more, but I ain't gonna.
Yeah, so my last question for you on this one is, based on everything you've learned in your journey so far, what's the biggest lesson you've taken away from this?
The biggest lesson is
As far as the do's and don'ts of calisthenics.
don't, like, if you coming in, don't come in naive. You know, because we look at people, we look up to people. You know, a lot of people say, yo, the people you look up to, you shouldn't meet them, because then when you meet them, you realize, oh, this person is,
Yeah,
you know,
they're
it's
human.
a turn on. Yeah, so you gotta look at it what it is. Everybody makes mistakes. People are human. You know, it's egos involved. So you gotta come into this game with an empty cup, like you know, like Mufti would say. You gotta come with an empty cup. You know, you can't come with a full cup and then with your arms open wide and expect everybody to show you love.
Facts.
For example, I've had a lot of issues. You know, who's this new kid?
Yeah.
It's automatic because we're coming from Brooklyn, and like you said, you know, when you go to prison and you're black, when you come in, the black's like, who that?
Yeah.
But when you Spanish or white, you see it. When they come into the prison, they first day, yo, oh, brolic.
Yeah.
Oh, yo, the Spanish people, hey, paisa, hey, tato, hey. Everybody, they bringing them food. A white guy, yo, hey, we over here. When you come in and you're black, it's like, it's automatic aggression.
Yeah.
So you got to be prepared for that if you're trying to come into the game, and for whatever your issue or whatever your intention is in the game, you know, to make a name, whether you want to monetize, whether you want to get strong, or whether you got to know, like, you can't be naive, man. And another lesson is not training one style. You got to branch out. I hate pushes, and I tell everybody that. Hell, you shouldn't expose. I hate pushes. My pushes is in the basement. But you get around people that's a push king. You feel what I'm saying? And
For the record, I don't like that name.
yeah, yo,
I don't like
listen.
that name. Just for the record.
That's the other day I tell people, yo, Simi burnt me on camera. You got to be ready for that. All of that. I'm embarrassed. Oh, I don't want to work out with this dude because he's going to pop you. If he doesn't pop you, that's a problem. You should be getting popped. You should be looking and be eager to get in popped. So whatever your intention is in calisthenics, man, you know, you just can't be naive. You got to train every style, and you can't be embarrassed about failing, man. That's what I got from it.
Agreed.
And for Snoop, I know you're not Zeph, so you probably might know you, but I know you dig like me. You do your research. You familiar how BarBarians came about, like the name? Did you ever have that conversation like, yeah, yo, Snoop, I came up with BarBarians because of this?
Yeah, I have a recollection of it, but you know, it's not really my story to tell.
Got it. All right.
Because like I said, I'm a
Without a
BarBarian
doubt.
to the death of me, but you know, that's not what I started.
That's not what.
So I tell this all the time, like I'm a proud BarBarian, but I'm Snoop first. You
Without
know,
a doubt. Snoop.
but
first.
that flag is always in the back pocket, ready to go. I always got this shit on just in case.
Yeah.
This shit about to go down.
Yeah, you got to rep.
Somebody about to call me out. But as far as like the origin stories, I like to just speak on my tenure with the team. You know, Sparta is something that I was there from the beginning, so I can give any answer to that. But as far as BarBarians go, that's Zeph's story to tell, or Zeph, Andy, Jude, because they're the three that started BarBarians.
Nice. All right. With that being said, we should be good.
Yeah, I'm cool, bro.
Closing out, yo, we appreciate y'all for watching, man. Stay tuned. It's a lot more coming, and I'm coming out with a video with him on workout joint. He wanted to burn me out today on some pushes. He think
I
he
might
slick.
still talk him into it.
In
here, might as well.
You hear me? He wanted to burn me out, so we gonna get something going for y'all, man. Stay tuned, man. Stay ripped, man.
Indeed, in the body, literal translation, is a lump of flesh, a piece of meat. إِذَا صَلَحَتْ صَلَحَ الْجَسَدُ كُلُّهُ. And when that lump of flesh